Hello people and welcome to this new class in where we are going to do an exercise to replicate this fashion magazine spread. In order to do this, we will have to use many different tools, so it's going to be a good challenge. And we will take as a reference the InDesign document already done by me. This will help us to learn how to read a document when it is already done. This is another situation that it can happen in your career. You don't start from zero, but you get a file done by another person, and you have to know how to read it, how to change it, what is this, and what is that. So, let's start. First of all, let's go to Pages, and we check that we have three different pages, and we will work with page number 2 and number 3. Second thing, dimensions of the pages. We should go over File, go down, and then let's go to Document Setup. Here we can check the number of pages, 3, facing pages is marked, and the size of the page is an A4 and the orientation portrait. Margins 12.7 millimeters. Bleed and slack, we don't have it. Then let's go to File, New Document. Let's say Print A4, Portrait, Facing Pages, Margin 12.7, Bleed 0, Create. Then we go to Pages and I will create 2 more. Perfect. This file is called Untitled 1 and the original one is called Le Boitin. We will be jumping from one to another. So, going back to the original file and focusing on the left page, we check that we have here 3 elements. One image, another graphic, which actually is not an image, is a vector. If I go to links, you can check that the extension, the format is AI. It is an Illustrator file. And then we have a text box with some extra text here, but this is not important. It seems that we are using Lorem Ipsum text. And as a detail, check how the text is making here a curve when it's gonna touch the black boot. So let's go. I go to my file and Command or Control D. I select the correct image, open. Then more or less I will start here and finish here. I will move it to the left using Shift, and more or less around here could be correct. I could close the frame of the image a little bit, and this is done. Let's go with the second image, which is not an image because it is a vector. I'm talking about the logo of Le Boitin. We can check how it starts at the top margin, and if I select it, the height is 78 millimeters. I can check it here. So going back to my file, Control or Command D, I select my vector, open, I say place file, and one click at the top margin, hold and drag till here more or less, and we can check the height, now is 75. The reference point will be marked at the top here, and then I will increase constraining proportions the height to 78. More or less here is going to be correct. Let's go back again to our original file. Text box, the dimensions are 92 millimeters width and 148 height. Then we are using the Times typography, regular, 12 points, and leading 14.4. No tracking and no more changes here. The alignment is justified with last line aligned left. So let's go. 92, 148. Text box, and I go more or less still here. I select the text box, and it is 92. I release this key, and the height was 148. So more or less, the size of the text box is like that. Now I can go inside the text box, right-click, fill with placeholder text. We can check the typography. Now we are using a Minion Pro regular. We want the times, so Control or Command A, and I will try to use the times regular. I have it, 12 and 14.4 leading. This is correct. The alignment is this one, justified with last line aligned left, and we can even fill with placeholder text again to create another line. Now the thing is that we are touching with the text our black boot, right? So in order to make this curve as in the original file, we have to use a new tool. This new tool works like that. We have to select the image, in this case the black boots, and then go to Object, Clipping Path. Clipping Path is here. We click Options, and look at this. The type now is None, but we can change it to Detect Edges. Let's mark Preview, and immediately you can see on the screen how the program is detecting the edges of our figure, the boots and the shadow of the boots. These two sliders are just for making that selection better. Now is correct. And then here we have more options like invert, could be interesting in another cases, or include inside edges. When I click include inside edges, the selection is even better. So I will use it. And then just it's time to say, okay, I have to say that this tool is very useful when the contrast between the colors in the image are very high, like in this example. The boots are black and the background is white. Then the tool can detect the edges very easy. Then the next step is with the image already selected, we go to Text Wrap, and we use the option called Wrap Around Object Shape. And here we can adjust that shape, and I would say that 6 millimeters or 7 could be okay. Even 6 could be nice as well. And this is done. Left page is completed. Let's go now with the right page. And let's start from the bottom with these three images, which are placed inside some kind of rectangles. Then we have another rectangle in black. And then we have this image and this text box, which actually, a part of the field color, we can see that there is a kind of effect on the text. So we will have to do that as well. But starting from the beginning, I will select this first rectangle. The dimensions are 62 by 75. Let's do it. Rectangle, and once the rectangle is here, let's change the stroke to the fill, and we set 62 and 75. Then going back to the original file, if I click this another piece of the design, this is the image, and the dimensions are like 56 by 56, more or less. We don't have to be exact. So I can use this time the rectangle frame tool and put it here and say 56 by 56. Then move it using the cursors or using my mouse till I find the correct alignment. Once this is done, Control or Command D, and I place here the correct SUS. The image is already in, and then we have to use the fitting tools, right? I will use the content aware fit. This is the AI fit tool. The result is more or less correct, but I can go in by clicking twice and then use the cursors to be more precise. Once this is done, I can select both elements, Control Command G to create a group, and then I will make a copy by holding Alt or Option in Mac, Shift, drag, and release more or less here. Then again, I make a copy. The intelligent tools of InDesign help me to find the same distance between the objects. Then I release, and then just I have to change the photos. I go inside, Control or Command D. Here it comes the purple SUS, and in the third rectangle, I will place the green SUS. Double click, and with the cursors, I will be more precise. If I want to change the scale, I can do it easily, constrain proportions, and make the image a little bit smaller. Well, more or less, everything is correct. So let's go with the big image. The big image, this pair of shoes, start at more or less this point. I can use a guide and finishing here. So we can use this reference. Let's do it. Control Command D. Then we open, we create the image from one margin to another, and then going inside, placing the reference point here and using, for instance, the percentage to make the scale smaller. Here we can say that we are close to the correct result. The final step is to place this text box with the effect of gradient feather. So the text box has 62 millimeters width and 175 millimeters high. The typography, again times regular 12 leading 14.4 in white. Let's go. I select my text box, 62 width, 175 high. The color is more or less the same as the color of the shoes, so I will use the eyedropper tool and let's swap fill and stroke. Here we are. Time to introduce the text. One click, right click, fill with placeholder text. Now let's edit the text. Command or Control A to select all the text. We click on the correct alignment, correct typography, times, regular, the size is correct, the leading is correct, everything is correct, except the color. So again, Command A in my Mac, and I will change the color. Now the problem is the margins. There is no margin between the box and the text. And in the original file, we have this margin, right? So we have to use, remember, Control or Command B to go to the text frame options. We make all the settings the same, and then let's say, for instance, 5 millimeters. What is the last step which is missing? The gradient feather. So we select the text box, we go to FX, gradient feather. The menu pops up, and the problem is the angle of the effect. We need this angle to start from the top. So let's write here minus 90. Now looks cool. So, okay, double click on the hand tool. Let's go to preview, and it seems that everything is correct, right? If we go to the original file, they are very, very similar. So our exercise was successful. Now it's time for you to do it. Goodbye, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Now,